This is one of those movies that I just randomly found on IMDb. It doesn't even have a poster. Hey, filmmakers, put up a poster on IMDb so I know it's a real movie. I mean, I've never even heard anyone mention this one. And looking at the number of reviews, it looks like no one's seen it. It basically looks like a movie I should avoid. So why did I watch it? I honestly don't know. Something about it looked interesting. It's a British movie about a girl who's a Jehovah's Witness. And if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a religious group that doesn't really interact with outsiders except when preaching, because they have to. It's sort of their thing. I also think they generally shun TV and internet because it's possessed by the devil, I guess. Basically, they think that unless you're one of them, you're not gonna survive the apocalypse. It's a pretty slow and quiet movie. Everything's kinda grey, the whole atmosphere is very muted and dull. That being said, the story is engaging, and the movie does a few things a little bit differently. Like when we hear the girl's thoughts, usually that would be done through narration. In this though, she just talks out loud, which can be a little bit confusing since there's other people around her, but they don't hear her, so it's implied that she's actually talking to God. That's a little bit unusual, but the other thing it does is highly unusual for any movie. I can't even remember the last time I saw a movie that did something like this. What it did, I expected to happen from the very beginning. It's sort of set up that way. I just didn't expect it to happen when it did, because that's how unusual that is. I can't really say much more than that and feel like I've already said too much, but I had to bring it up. It's one of the most interesting things about the movie. It's a pretty ruthless, but I'd say probably realistic story about what it might be like living in a group like that. It doesn't pull any punches, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was written by someone who'd actually lived that life. It's made by Kokotajlo, and I don't know anything about him, but the movie feels pretty personal, so it might have some real life experiences behind it. I'll be honest, living in one of these types of religious groups doesn't make any sense to me. And seeing kids brought up with these ideas in their heads just makes me angry. It's tantamount to brainwashing. And not just the Jehovah's, basically any religion, especially if it affects their daily life and their ability to be a part of regular society. Adults are free to make up their own mind. I have no problem with that. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. My issue is bringing kids into the mix. They're gonna believe whatever they're told. They don't have a choice. And when those beliefs start to put lives in danger, you've gone way too far. I don't care who takes offense. If your religious beliefs hurt people, you're in the wrong. It's that simple. And I genuinely don't have a problem with people being religious. It's when those beliefs start to hurt people that I take issue. And that's basically what this movie is about. Belief and how far you're willing to take those beliefs. At some point it might start hurting people, yourself included. Are you devoted enough to stick with it? To me it's absurd, but to a lot of people it's not. It's reality. It's their lives at stake. And I wish it wasn't. And this movie really made me think about a lot of things. The writing and the story is really what carried this movie. The acting was pretty good. I liked the mom. Pretty sure she's from Downton Abbey. She's great. And I wouldn't say it was poorly shot. I think the director accomplished exactly what he wanted to. But the whole look and feel and pacing was just so drab and dull that it felt way longer than 90 minutes. Which is a shame because it's a really good story. Overall, it's a good, solid movie. Thought-provoking. Better than expected. Not that I knew what to expect. But I do feel it could have been better. Would I recommend it though? Maybe. If you want to see a pretty messed up but compelling story, sure. It's not a feel-good movie. It's a bit of a bummer. So yeah, maybe go watch it. Or maybe don't. I don't know. I'm not your dad.